Have you ever dreamt of a little cabin tucked away from it all? A quiet place to be in nature? Come and spend some time with me at the hippie cabin. In the last episodes, I made some good progress on the cabin renovation. This time I'm going to build a structure for a summer kitchen.
Hi guys, it's beginning of September. Weather's changed a little bit, softened a bit, still pretty hot. And to get on and do a bit of a summer kitchen, which is basically going to look like a pergola with a roof. I've looked at doing it loads of different ways, but I'm just going for a very minimalist amount of wood and screws and effort. The site for the pergola is going to be where I've had the summer kitchen all summer. Which is a great spot because we have the shade of this completely amazing tree, which is really beautiful to look at and really helpful in the main part of the summer. As you can see, this lovely structure under here that I just absolutely love. So I have bought a series of 8 posts with 8 feet. So the posts are 240. So I'm going to have the taller one at this end, and I'm going to cut this one down to 2 meters to have a roof which is sloping down like this. I'm doing it for the reason that means I don't have to have a gutter on this back side, because it will naturally just flow off and over the edge and just water this tree, which is great. The weather's changed quite a bit, as you can see. I'm no longer wearing my classic linen work shirt. The temperature's dropped quite a bit. We've had a lot of rain. So I've relocated the summer kitchen setup to here, which is a lovely site. And so now we have this very lovely view all the way around from our kitchen, and we also have a bit more sun. So we also have a bit more wind, as you can see. And on the site of the former temporary kitchen, I've started setting out my posts. So one of the things obviously you need to be able to do if you want to put posts into metal supports is to be able to drill into the ground. And this morning I tried drilling a test hole with this, which is basically a standard masonry bit. And I didn't get very far. Didn't get very far at all. I looked on the internet. I nearly ordered myself a hammer drill. And then I remembered the wise word of my friend David, who came and helped me putting the base together. And he basically said to me, you don't need to have a hammer drill, you just need to have the right drill bit. So I went and bought these inexpensive set of selection of sizes of Dexter. Not even the Dexter Pro, just the Dexter Basic. Range for the job, and as you can see, I've managed to get the drill bit into the right length for this, which is what I'm going to be putting in the ground. Right, first post is in. So these are they're called goujons à bague in French, God knows what they're called in English, which have been put into the 4 holes which I drilled. So basically held this very still. I started with the diagonals and drilled down to basically here to allow a bit of movement, and then I knocked them in with a hammer, and then I've just tightened them up with this, and also with this little attachment on my screwdriver, and it was all fine, absolutely fine. No need for a hammer drill. This is done perfectly well. 1 down, 7 to go. Right, I'm insulating. It's a really unpleasant job. I'm itchy, but it is coming on. I'm just basically cutting the panels to size with a knife, standard kitchen knife, nothing very exciting. Holding them up, and then to keep them up underneath, I'm just putting some screws in like this. And I have managed to cut one board. You can see on that side it's been boarded. It was a massive pain in the arse to do it. It's a job probably best done with 2 people, but nobody that I know is remotely interested in coming and helping. So I'm just getting on with it, and you know, this time next week it'll be done. So that's the current state of affairs. Et puis voila. Right, it's taken me the best part of all week to do this. Apply panels underneath all round. I've just been back over and very carefully mouse proofed everywhere, put steel wool in any corners, put extra layers on sections where there was a little gap. Just hoping that is good enough to keep the little furry creatures out. Have to say that was one of the most unpleasant jobs so far. I'm really relieved it's finished. Oh no, it's not finished. I need to do this bit on the front, but that's okay. At least I haven't got to crawl around in that space there. The scary hole. Scary hole days are gone. It's a new day. It's a new project. So today I'm going to start to try and lay the plastic roof panels on the pergola. Quite looking forward to it as a job. I think it'll be quite satisfying and hopefully quite quick. They're light and easy to move, so that's good. The fixations I'm going to be using are these little white supports and these long screws to screw them in. However, I ordered the wrong colour screws, so I'm going to change the colour. I'm going to put this on, which is an external exterior paint, just to blend them in a bit. And I'm also going to put some paint on these because I think if I attach them to the structure, which is all quite neutral, it's going to show little white plastic things everywhere. So I'm going to do that quickly and see if that makes a difference. Also, news just in, I've had major car problems the last few weeks. The Fiat is running very badly. And I have another car which is quite a good practical car. It's a Touareg, and I can't get parts for it. So it's been in the garage for nearly 3 months, and I decided to help myself out by getting a new car. So I've got this little Kongu, which I have to say I'm really enjoying. It's really practical, and most importantly it's running well, unlike my other cars which are all starting to become just a complete nightmare. So that's the inside. I can get quite a lot of material in here. I'll be able to get some lengths of wood on the top, and in this side bit as well, this will open, so you've got 2 accesses. So I'm really delighted with it. It's great. I'm really happy about it. The only thing I'm not happy about is the money was programmed for the windows, so I've got to find a solution to that now. But hey, if I can't get here, I can't do any work to get ready for the windows to come anyway. So it is what it is. It's just how life is sometimes. I'm going to have to work a bit harder to try and get the money together to continue, but at least I've got a car to get here. Right, I finished all the prep. I've added on some extra supports on the side. I've lined it all up. I'm quite nervous about drilling the first hole, but it's going to chuck it down with rain this afternoon, so I'm feeling quite motivated just to get on with it. So, right, let's see how I get on. Right, after all that, 2 things. these are supposed to be something you don't need to pre-drill. In reality, with my little screwdrivers, I have to pre-drill, otherwise it doesn't go in the wood, but that's okay. And the other thing I've realised is ultimately this is holding just fine without the little green plastic supports. So I'm just going to take those back to the shop. I've only opened one packet and I'm just going to forget that, put my little rubber support and get on with it. So that's really gone in nicely. My green paint's come off a little bit, so I'm not sure that was necessarily a good idea, but whatever. This is being attached. Don't want to screw down too much, but that was a hell of a lot easier than I thought, so I'm just going to crack on. I've managed to get all the panels on. We're having a nice little test of water tightness. You can see the last panel that went on was this corner here. The rest of it's all looking nice and dry, and it doesn't seem to be raining inside. So yeah, really nice project. I've still got some bits to finish on the sides, but overall I'm delighted with it. Found it pretty easy to do. I think it'd be a good project for anyone that's looking for a sort of a starting DIY garden type project. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it actually, the whole thing. I've really enjoyed the whole thing, and probably given me a few ideas of what else I can do next. This is all running off nicely here and dripping off here, so I haven't really got to put a gutter on, although you could put one on if it was important where you are. Yeah, loving it, really pleased. Happy days. Oh, and I got my little Fiat back from the garage. It's running all right, so I've come out to play in that one today. Joy. Right, sun looks like it might be coming out, so I'm going to try and finish off, but overall, yeah, really delighted. Birds are singing, it's beautiful again, thank God. It's been really wet and horrid. Right, so I'm starting to put the outside structure on the summer kitchen. It's going quite quickly and well, so it's a nice job, enjoyable, satisfying. I'm going to try and get both sides of this wall up today and stained. Little tour of my workshop. I've renamed it. I'm no longer calling it the summer kitchen, I'm now calling it the workshop, because that's what it's going to be over the next few months whilst I get all the wood cladding on. It's going to be a nice covered area whilst it's raining and whilst it gets a bit colder. My friend has very nicely loaned me this little log burner, so I'm going to set it up to run. I don't think I'm going to stain all of the inside. I think I'm going to keep it a lighter colour, and eventually this will be fitted out. This whole row here will be the summer kitchen, but I'm probably not going to attempt to do any of that until next spring. I really need to get on and finish the inside of the chalet. So yeah, happy with the result. It's super practical already, and I think it's going to be a really nice place to have dinner with friends and cook and make little barbecues and things, so it's going to be great. I'm really delighted with it, and let's see how it weathers over the next few months. The weather's changed a bit here. It's been nice yesterday, but we're probably expecting it to rain again and be cold and do normal Morvan weather. So yeah, grateful to have got this far, and yeah, looking forward to working in here actually.